Hello! In this video we're going to have a look at your future, not your future, I'm not a fortune teller, but we're going to have a look at your grammar, okay? The future tenses cause a bit of a problem to students because they tend to ignore it. They're like, whatever, I'll just fine with like will and that's it. It's not that simple. You should be able to use going to and present continuous and present simple also for the future. So in this video I'm going to explain everything and then you can choose how, in like what detail you want to use this grammar or not. Okay? Let's do it. Let's start with going to. The first situation where we use going to is planned future. Planned future is something that you really need to separate in your head and only use going to or present continuous for it, okay? So generally we use going to for planned future. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier. It's not a good example. For example, I'm gonna break up with her. It's probably the relationship isn't very good. So it's my plan, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. If you're writing, okay, going to. If you're writing a test or something, you cannot write there to your teacher gonna because they will probably be a bit unhappy about it. But generally, when you speak, use it. Okay, it's really normal. The second situation is when you're saying something that you are sure about. So you're giving a prediction, basically, but you're sure. For example, you see some crazy clouds, black clouds, and you'll say, oh, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain because I'm sure. I can see black clouds. The second tool that we have for future tenses is present continuous. Present continuous in the future is used in only one situation, which makes my life very easy, and it's again planned future, alright? So now you're like, okay, so planned future going to, planned future present continuous, what's the difference? There's not much of a difference. People say that present continuous is more fixed, more solid. I personally don't really care. It's planned, so it's planned. For example, we're moving to Bali next year. It's my plan. We're moving to Bali. Probably arranged a lot of things around it. But if I say we're gonna move to Bali next year, not much of a difference. The third tool that we can use is present simple. In some other video I've already said that present simple we use for bus future. That doesn't mean it's only the buses, it's also the trains, school semesters, conferences, airplanes, everything that goes by some schedule. Okay? So for example, my bus leaves at 6:52. It's present simple because it's scheduled. I cannot say my bus is going to leave. I cannot say my bus will leave. Yeah, that would actually be wrong. Not a big deal, but it would be wrong. And the fourth tool, which everybody knows, but here it's in the fourth place, is will. Will we use for all the remaining situations. There are 4 situations in which we use will. So let's have a look at them. The first one is when we're telling a prediction, but we're not sure about it. So there can be, for example, the word maybe or probably, then it's good to use will. For example, maybe they will tell us their password. Maybe they will. I cannot say maybe they're going to. That would be very strange, okay? Because we use going to for predictions when we are sure. The second is very easy. It's promises. So when we promise something to someone, like, I will always love you, Whitney Houston, then it will be will. Yeah? The third situation is a little bit tricky. It's a spontaneous decision, a quick reaction. So we learn some information and we quickly react. So it's the very opposite of a plan. It's not a plan, it's our spontaneous decision. So for example, we're parents, so we get a call from the school like, your son hit the teacher. And then we react. So we say, I'll kill him. Okay, it's our quick reaction. It's not a plan. We don't plan to kill our child. And the fourth situation is offer. Yeah, you see some old lady with a heavy bag, so you'll say, oh, I'll take it. Yeah, or I'll help you. Because you're a nice person, you will help her. Yeah, again, it cannot be a plan, it cannot be going to. If you were paying attention, you see that this is 8 different situations. That's a lot to remember. So let's not remember it. Let's forget it. And just take it step by step. So step 1, just remember planned future, going to, or present continuous, and everything else will. This means that we have covered about 70-80% of the situations and we're fine. When you're done with that, when you're good at that, step 2 is that you also start respecting the buses and trains. Respect the public transport. So you will start using present simple with these. So you will have plan, going to, then present simple with buses, and then lastly everything else will. This is pretty good for about 90% of your situations. Step 3 is that you will use all of these. Good luck with that. Moje letadlo odjíždí v 6, odlétá v 6, takže já odcházím z baráku ve 4. Airplane, that's the same like a bus. I know it sounds funny, but it's true. So my airplane departs at 6. Takže odjíždím z baráku ve 4. So I'm leaving the house at 4. See the difference? Airplane is a bus, it's present simple. And I am leaving, that's my plan, that's present continuous. Okay, those of you who think it's also possible to say I'm gonna leave, you're right. Yeah, we have 2 options. Always in every test that you take, if it's planned future, there are 2 options. And none of them is wrong. None of them. They're both fine. Another example. I'm looking good now. Udělám si selfiečko. Tak jsem se právě rozhodl. I'll take a selfie. New Twitter follower. Budu slavný. Takže to je předpověď na základě toho, že jsem si jistý úplně. Takže new Twitter follower. I'm gonna be famous. And then we can try some promise. So slibuju, už nikdy nebudu pít. I'll never drink again. Always remember Whitney, not because of drinking, but because of the song I Will Always Love You. It's really easy to remember that it's promises. Léto je velmi horké, budu tak opálený. Summer's really hot. A teď budu tak opálený. Jsem si jistý. Je to předpověď a jsem si jistý. I'm gonna be so tan. Another example. Myslím si, že tohle se nikdy nenaučím. I think, že se to nikdy nenaučím. It's only my opinion. It's not a plan. It's not nothing specific. It's just like a prediction that I'm not so sure of. So I think I will never learn it. Because I say I think. But if I say jsem si jistý, že se tohle nikdy nenaučím, it's gonna be I'm sure I'm never gonna learn this. I'm never gonna learn it. You will. Maybe. So please now go ahead and do a lot of exercises. This future tense is really needed, you know, and if you only do 20, it's not gonna help. You need to do hundreds. I'm sorry, that's how it works. I always push my students to do that, and then they do that, and then they're fine. They don't need to think about it. They only make, you know, a few mistakes every now and then, but not a big deal. So just please get it done, and then you can rest in peace.